Hey, welcome in. So, I'm just going to jump right in because I have a pretty profound message. I'm probably going to call this a tale as old as time because it's kind of reminding me of The Fool's Journey or The Alchemist, the book The Alchemist. So, we're just going to start here with I got The Village. Sorry. And that was clarified by Magical Shapeshifter and details. And what this is kind of saying to me is we're among, the people that we grow up with and live among, in our communities and families. But we also have our own unique things about us, traits, our personality, our interests. And if you notice on this details, it says clarity under the magnifying glass. So details, that's speaking to me, like I said, about, our own personal details. And the magical map shifter is, we play nice, we, cohabitate, we grow up in these, communities and among our fellows, but there are things personal about ourselves that kind of stick out. So with the details. And then that's followed by the Starborn, which is clarified by fire, passion, and dawn, new beginning. So we come to a point where we realize our uniqueness, our differences. They might be seen as weaknesses. I know I have felt that way, throughout life, that was something to keep hidden away or, not be so loud about. But it's actually the underlying passion. And once that's realized, that gives way for a new beginning. And it kind of takes the realization of self-abandonment, to, come to terms with, wait a minute, I have these unique abilities that do set me apart, but for good reason. And so that leads us into Apocalypsis. And to me, that's speaking about like just the kind of like the rock bottom or the breakdown of like realizing the role that you played and then what deserves to stay, what we should keep, and what no longer serves us. And that's clarified by flying, like breaking out, breaking away, embracing that inner unicorn. Not afraid to show it either. Realizing that keeping ourselves hidden has been the role of our own downfall and also education. I see this as learning from our mistakes and learning from others that, we see others out here throughout life on their own journey, and they're showing up for themselves, and we learn from that. If we don't, give way to resentment, jealousy, I guess coveting, wanting what others have, we can learn from that. And I like how these two came out together to clarify, because you have flying and this little fairy that she's learning from, but also this one is coming in to witness. So who's teaching who? Are there different perspectives of learning and teaching throughout this breakdown, this apocalypse? Like I said, letting go of what no longer serves and embracing our unique qualities, interests, our own unique path. So that is in turn followed by the shaman. It's beautiful. I love how this is playing out, how these cards are just speaking this tale as old as time. And the shaman is clarified by childhood, innocence. So it's kind of going back to, what were the things that we possessed about, our inner world that brought joy, that brought the simple things, and also perfect timing, autumn equinox, release. It's just so beautiful how this played out. The shaman being clarified by these two, going back to the simple things, like I said, and then releasing, with gratitude, releasing with, a big thank you for being here to help show me what I need, what I don't need, and that way maybe to also appreciate, things in others, or to be more understanding and compassionate when dealing with others, because like I said at the beginning, we're all on this journey, but nevertheless, it's as tale as old as time. Okay, and for these last two, these to me are speaking kind of about like the outside energies, I guess you would say, or like the end result energies. The mirror, and like I was just clarifying about the shaman and the two clarifiers, it's where being able to reflect and see everything as a lesson, or everything has a purpose, and being able to apply it in their journey moving forward. And the mirror was clarified by Ride the Wave. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. And I think that really doesn't need any explanation, because I just said, being able to go with the flow, and, how things served us along the way, and just being able to have that maybe attitude of gratitude, or seeing the purpose in the journey. And then also solitude. And I think that kind of, that way of conceptualizing comes to us in the solitude, in the time that we take out to reflect. And I love that this is clarifying the mirror. It's just chef's kiss. So the last one is Althea, and this is perfect for closing out because it's to me, speaking of the yin yang, the good and the bad and the bad and the good. It's just perfect the way that it played out. So I had to share this message because I think it is really profound that we understand that we're all on this journey, a tale as old as time, and even though it looks so different for all of us, the process and the way it works out is kind of similar if we do the work. So Althea is clarified by iceberg submerged, which is, it's just so perfect, like going deep, looking at what has hindered us and where our gifts are, and just doing that deep dive. Hi, Sissy. Hi. Hi. And then lastly, and I love how this played out as well, because in the beginning we had magical map shifter, and the last card is clouds shapeshifter. She wants to get all up in here. And I just love how this played out. The very first was, like I said, magical map shifter, and then the last card is clouds shape-shifting. So with the Althea and the solitude and the shape-shifting, it's like embrace the lessons, embrace your unique abilities, learn from the lessons, and become who you need to be to make progress on your journey forward. So I really hope you like this. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good jazz. So see you next time.